With the TV series, we have 8 hours of story real estate.
Character becomes much more a part of the story.
I wanted to bring back the tone of the first couple of movies where we were focused on Chucky's relationship to a kid.
Holy shit. I know.
But I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to do teenagers because that would switch it up, and teenagers have more interests, more complicated relationships. We could get into new stuff. So what has it been like being the new kids on the block?
It's honestly kind of been an honor to get to be involved with this whole franchise. I think that has been a great experience for all of us.
You know, like, I'll go home and I'll be like, oh my God, I'm on Chucky.
It's like crazy.
Especially because since now, not only is it a new generation of people, but it's a new generation of the format in which we are witnessing Chucky.
Come on, Jake, don't be shy.
One thing that viewers won't know is that Zach and Allie have known each other for many years.
Yeah.
The first time that we talked for the first time in 8 years after filming Transparent, I was like, wait, you're like a full-grown person now. That's so weird, because I hadn't seen you since you were like 5.
I organized a whole book drive for the homeless.
Teo read for almost every role. He read for Jake, he read for Devon.
Did you read for Lexi?
Well,
Yes,
that's what was going to be next. I have no doubt he would have been a great Lexi.
Lexi and Junior are kind of the king and queen of the school. They are not the best couple. I think that Lexi definitely bosses him around a lot. She kind of takes after her mom in that way.
It's definitely a very one-sided relationship, especially at the beginning of the show. Okay, if I sit here?
Yeah.
Devon is so earnest.
I'm a crime junkie, so I'm really into that kind of stuff. And I'm kind of known around the school for my crime podcast.
I mean, I know you're listening just now. I saw.
And Bjorgvin in real life.
There's no filter. There's no filter.
Right, he's hilarious.
It doesn't matter the situation.
That's why I'm quiet right now.
That's why I'm quiet.
The first big scene that they all have together is on the school set, and that was super fun because I loved the set that Craig Sandel's had designed. We gave the floor this red floor, and the lockers are black, and it's very evocative of The Shining.
Oh man, the school experiences? Okay, so the relationship between Jake and Junior. We hate each other. We don't see eye to eye because we're so different.
Okay, so I think all of you guys have been variously aware at different points that this show, for me, is often autobiographical.
Yeah.
Jake is gay, as I am, and he was an artist and misunderstood by his more traditionally minded father. That's certainly something I had a lot of personal experience with.
Toxic. It's a very, very toxic relationship. We live in a small house.
We don't see eye to eye. We don't agree with each other at all on anything.
Yeah.
And I feel like he wishes that I was Junior. You know, into sports, straight, you know, all. Since I'm none of those things, it just makes you angrier and angrier.
The scene where your dad hits you and he's angry at you for asserting your sexuality. And I remember when we were shooting that scene that night and we had to break for lunch, then we had to come back. And of course, for actors, that can be incredibly hard to get back into that kind of headspace when you've been working your way up to it, and then you have to break for an hour and get back and relight.
You don't care that they think I'm weird. You just care that they know I'm a fag.
So Zach came to me and said, like, I need some help getting back into that headspace. Will you tell me what really happened? Like, what is the real life version of that story?
You say that again, and I will kill you. You hear me?
I remember going up to you and I gave you a hug and I was like, man, I'm sorry this happened to you.
Go to your room! Go, I don't want to see you anymore!
Thank you for getting me in the headspace and just writing this incredible
I didn't do anything. I mean,
well, you did. You did, though.
One of my favorite scenes to shoot was the big dinner scene, which collects a lot of the major characters around one table having a very tense conversation.
So this is fun.
And one of the reasons this scene was a lot of fun to do was because Devon Sawa was playing 2 characters.
I play Lucas and Logan Wheeler. They're very different characters. Lucas is the father of Jake. He is a broken man. Logan is Jake's highly successful uncle. They're very different characters.
And they're sitting right next to one another. So we got to do some fun visual effects that are ultimately very simple.
It was very interesting because when he was playing Lucas, there'd be a stand-in for Logan. When he was playing Logan, there'd be a stand-in for Lucas. We did half of the day where he was playing Logan. I got so used to him in that character, and then the other half of the day was Lucas, and then he was just completely different. He had a beard. And it just shows how talented Devon Sawa is.
Gonna say that. Hello?
Yeah, I'm calling about the doll.
So we have a lot of Easter eggs spread out over the 8 episodes to delight the fans. So many. Starting in episode 1, the yard sale, where Jake buys Chucky. If you look closely, you can see a mysterious woman in a red coat and scarf walk by. That is meant to be Tiffany, of course. It's a coat that we see her wear later in the season.
Oh, someone took the butcher knife.
Again, in the first episode, a phone call that Jakes receives, eagle-eared fans will recognize as the voice of Andy Barkley.
Be very careful with that doll.
Chucky told me in 1988 we'd be friends to the end, and he wasn't kidding, obviously.
We have 2 different homages throughout the series to the movie Magic, which was a big influence on me. Anthony Hopkins plays a schizophrenic ventriloquist. That would influence me to create my own killer doll character.
That's better. That's great. Back to one, another one just like that.
Filming the talent show scene was a very chaotic day. It was the first time that we were all in a scene together. I think it's the first time that the audience really gets to see Chucky really interact and have emotions and talk.
Boom! Devon plays the piano, but like that started as something very different.
Yes. Oh, okay, okay.
The
yes.
champions.
Yes, originally I was supposed to sing We Are the Champions, and I looked at the script and I was like, that is not gonna happen. I'm so sorry. Hey, I'm Don. I'm sorry, Don, but I can't sing.
But instead, you told me that you could play the piano.
I could play the piano.
So we did that.
Little help here, Jake?
The doll was like 30 pounds. So I was sitting there in this one position and my forearms were burning by the end of it. Like, how long were we filming that part? Like 2 hours?
Yeah, 2 hours, I'd say. Yeah, it was great, and I got to wear the most beautiful dress. I love that dress, and the coolest shoes. So that was a really fun day.
I'm out of here.
Come on, come on. So, Dawn, I heard a rumor that the more you love a character or a cast member, the better their death is.
Yes, that's true. I love electrocuting people, fictionally, not in real life. It's something I have a phobia about. So we have a really spectacular one.
He had a vision for the electrocution scene. We tried to make it as real feeling as well as spooky. A lot of light flashing, a lot of hoses up my wardrobe for smoke.
Obviously, the character is devastated and very sad at the loss of his dad and that he would never see Jake for who he really was, but it did, in a sense, make his life a little bit better.
Yeah.
No matter how horrible it is.
Chucky loves his job.
He got what he deserved.
That little doll is going to turn a living, breathing human being into a piece of meat.
Dead. Like it's good.